Kia ora te whānau. We've got the one and only Eric Murray here picking up his 30mm Cleanstone. What are you gonna use this for, bro? What's the project?
So the idea is that we've got a couple of spaces in the house where I didn't really just want to use wood. And like I've been following your guys' journey for ages, and with my renovation that I'm doing in Cambridge, we're trying to use as much sustainable product as we can. And we've been using Mammoth insulation, you know, recycled plastic insulation for our walls, and we're going to use your Cleanstone on a couple of benches, and then we're looking at a couple of other things for some wall lining. So it's really just, I guess, after the rowing side of things, I started my renovation journey. And I'm on to sort of my third house now. This is the first full whacker.
Wow.
But I know that construction waste is a really big issue in, I guess, anywhere in the world. And what you guys are doing and what other people are doing by taking, you know, recyclable materials and turning them into products that they can then be used. And not only that, they're fabulous looking.
Oh, thanks,
I just want to be part of the journey and help out as much as I can. And if I can use some things that help you guys out, help the environment out, then that's basically where it's all started from.
Bro, you have to tell me a bit about your rowing journey, bro, because unfortunately I'm not a follower of rowing, but I feel like most of my technicians here do and know who you are. How did you get into rowing? And bro, what was the life like having to be a disciplined athlete? What was it like for you, bro?
Well, the easiest way to describe it is most kids get into sport because they enjoy it, they want to be with their friends, and you get time off school. So I got into rowing basically to have time off school.
Oh, wow.
And it just led me down a journey to, like, you know, see my potential and see what I could do. And so that's where it started, that's where it carried on, and you know, we pushed it to such a level that, you know, we became dominators in the world, and you know, 2 Olympic golds and 8 world champs, and you know, and that was the journey for that period of time.
How old were you, bro? Was this like?
Out of school, 17, 18. Took it right through till I was 36. But I think that's one thing. It's, you know, no matter what you're doing, you got to look at it and say, look, I've got an opportunity. See how long you can do it for. See where you can take it. It's no different with what you've got here, right? You've got an opportunity, and so let's see what we can do with it and see where it can grow to. And you got to give it a shot. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, and that's really what we tried to do. And we created a bit of history.
What did it feel like to represent Aotearoa in the Olympics for the very first time, bro? What was that like?
Well, the first time that I competed in the Olympics was really just a learning experience. You know, it's like you made the team, you went, and you got a bit of a shock at like the gravity and how large of the event it was, and sort of the level of caliber that was in the Olympics as well. And then from that point on, you get that taste, you know, that hunger, and it's like, right, I don't want to be there just making up numbers. I actually want to be there to compete and try and win a medal. And so like most people don't go to their first Olympics and win medals. You get that taste for it, that desire, and then that pushes you on, and that was basically how it worked for me.
Wow, bro. How many gold medals, bro, did you win?
2 gold at the Olympics and 8 world championship.
Wow, bro. Incredible.
Yeah, so what a good journey.
Like, what was discipline like for you? What was your rhythm like, right? Like, you know, when you get up in the morning, when you were in that world for you.
You're lucky you're not asking Hamish this question, because he was like, your discipline was pretty shit. No, look, like whatever you're doing, you know that there's a level that's required of you. You know, whether it's employment, you've got to be here at 8:30 and you've got to leave at 5. You know, we were the same. We had to be there, get ready by 7 o'clock on the water, and so you can't just turn up at 10:02. You know, you've got to be prepared to do your job. You know, and that's effectively what we were doing. You know, like it was our job, it was our career, and so you know, just making sure you're doing it to the best of your ability as much as possible. And I think that sometimes that's lost on people, because you can't be disciplined every day, right? Like I'm going to put my hand. No way I can be disciplined every day. You know, but you can be to a certain level of discipline as much as possible, or within an echelon of it. And that's just what we had to do, you know, because some days you wake up, you're injured, you're sore, you're tired, you haven't slept very well. It's like, I know I can't give all today, but I'm still going to show up and give as much as I can to get through it.
Amazing.
And that's really what we had to try and do, is try and have as much of what you could give at as high a level as you possibly could. And then just learn on a daily basis, you know, like, because you can't just expect to have miracles and be an amazing person after doing something for a short period of time. You've got to learn, and you learn from your mistakes, and you learn from what you're capable of doing now and where you can push it, and how far that can go. And that was the simple equation, you know, it's just like, this is what I can do in the gym today. In a week's time, let's just see if I can chuck another kg and a half on the side, you know, and all you're trying to do is just those little incremental gains over a whole period of time.
It's massive, eh?
Yeah, and that's it.
I love it, bro. You mentioned about wanting to build the world's most sustainable house. Why do you want to do that, bro?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I sort of, I dabbled in a bit of, you know, DIY. And then after rowing, I've, you know, been working, doing some online coaching and a few other things. And then, you know, my boy, Zach, he's non-verbal autistic, so he's needing quite a bit of care. So I understand that I've got to do quite a bit of stuff with him.
Yeah.
So at the moment, you know, we've got Cambridge renovations, we've done a villa, we're into another 1950s house.
Oh, wow.
And I can see some huge potential, you know, and DIY doesn't necessarily have to be difficult.
Yeah.
But also, I really love to do a recycled home.
Yeah.
You know, because I look at products like you guys are doing, and you got Save Boards, another one, you got Mammoth, all of these materials that are recycled that would otherwise be in a landfill. You can put it into the construction journey. And so I'd love to see how much like recycled materials and stuff I could put into like a renovation. And not only that, you know, maybe take an old house from somewhere, plonk it on a piece of land, and then go, right, what can we do with this? You know, what can we reuse to turn this into something really cool and beautiful? And that's really what, like, in a way, that's what renovation's about. You know, it's giving something a new lease of life.
Yeah, bro.
Which is exactly what's happening here, you know. Take some waste plastic, bang, new lease of life, give it another life journey. Yeah, I just see potential in that type of thing, and I see passion at what people are doing, and it's like, righto, I'll come along, I'll see what I can do with it, and here we are.
I love it, bro. I love it. Well, in your time working, so you started Cambridge Renovations?
Yes.
Yeah? What have you seen to be the trends in the market, right? Like, are people, you know, like in our experience with Cleanstone, like, yeah, sustainability is cool, but you just need a great product in the first place, right?
Yeah.
What have you seen in the renovation space that is happening right now? Where do you sort of see it going in the next 10, 20 years, bro?
Oh, you know, there's so many products that are coming online, you know, and we're seeing a lot of importation from China and that, which is fantastic. You know, like, there's a lot of what people are, you know, we look at the cost of constructing a property at the moment, and it's rising all the time. And so I look at it as well and think, well, from my point of view, I feel like anybody can dip their hands into a little bit of DIY to a degree, right? You might need a bit of guidance, you might need some YouTube videos, you know, but it's not that difficult. You know, if you want to refresh something in your home, grab a paintbrush, grab some paint, you know, do what you can. Or, you know, you want to redo a bathroom, right, how do we do it? And it's just little things like that where I think to buy a brand new house is very expensive, but you could buy a slightly cheaper house and do a little bit of work on it. Spend the time, spend some weekends, you know, like, what else are you doing on the weekend? Getting over a hangover on Saturday night, you know what I mean? But it's like, actually, let's look at what we can do and how can we jump in on this to really help people out. And a lot of what I see at the moment is just people wanting to do things but not knowing how to do it. You know, and then not seeing certain products or not knowing where they can obtain products from, you know. And one of the best places and people that we work with at the moment is Trade Depot, because you know, they've got some fantastic products at a really good rate, you know, and a lot of people see any sort of project and go, nah, way too expensive. But it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, you can, instead of people going, oh, it's going to be 30,000 to redo our bathroom, you know, it's like, well, no, actually, you could probably do it for under 10 grand if you went to the right places to get the right products that are going to suit what you need. And it's not only suiting your need, it's like, what is functional that are going to, like, in a household, it's like, get a bigger shower if you've got a couple of kids, you know, that are going to be using it. Get a bit of this or a bit of that. And I've just dipped my hand into this DIY stuff, and it's sort of growing on me and gone further. And now I'm learning things. I spend all my time on Instagram looking at like renovation stuff and building
renovation content.
But it's fabulous, you know, and I get ideas and I'm like, oh, look at that, and I have a list of things. I'm like, shit, next time I'm going to try this.
Try it, yeah.
But I think that's where we're living, that's what we're doing, and just enjoyable.
Where can people find you on socials, website? How do people get in touch?
Oh, Cambridge Renovations NZ, or just look at Kiwi Pair Eric. You'll see our journey, and you'll see what we're going to do with this sort of stuff here from critical design. And I'm just glad we could be part of your journey, and you can be a part of ours. So,
100%. Well, so good, bro. Super inspired, for coming
no
over.
worries. Thank you very much.
Too good, bro.